Good morning from my beautiful little campsite near Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. When I arrived in the Tetons, I had a paid campground for a couple of nights over at Grourmet Campground, which was nice. However, with the help of some friends, you know who you are, thank you so much, I was able to score this absolutely awesome dispersed campsite. So it is free. I'm next to a babbling brook as well as a creek. I'm surrounded by trees. It's very private, very quiet, very peaceful. I'm really stoked. I've been enjoying my time here in the Tetons. I went on a hike a couple of days ago in the park to Hidden Falls, which hopefully you've seen that video by now. It was absolutely stunning. There has been some wildfire smoke, but with the thunderstorms, recent thunderstorms that we've had over the last couple of days, it's cleared it out quite a bit. It rained overnight and is expected to rain today as well as the next several days. So this video is going to be a typical day in my life at my home here in the Tetons. I just love hearing the sound of the babbling brook out here. Right outside my door. Everything is pretty wet. This is the setup I leave out so that when I leave camp, it saves my spot. It's a pancake breakfast again this morning. I need to go to the store and get groceries. That's pretty much all I have, but I'm not complaining. I committed a major faux pas on my hike to Hidden Falls the other day. There were huckleberries growing everywhere along the trail, and I did not pick any to put into my pancakes. Off to town for a resupply of food. It's very crowded in Jackson, so I don't relish the thought of going to town. However, I do need food. It's a necessary evil. The Tetons were just the most visible that they have been since I've been here, and they were beautifully lit by the sun. But by the time that I found a spot that I could pull over, it was shrouded in clouds again, and the lighting was not as spectacular, but still very beautiful and much more clear today than it has been. There are thunderstorms rolling in, so that is helping, I think, clear things up a bit, and it rained a little bit overnight. Here is my grocery haul. Now I have to put it all away. get back to my peaceful little camp. Just saw a lightning bolt, and it looked like it landed near where my camp is, but I'm sure it didn't. Just looked like it was in that direction, and the wind has picked up quite a bit. There's definitely, whoa, yikes. I need to get back to camp. I just saw another lightning bolt, not far at all. Yikes. I made it back from my trip to town. That is the most crowded I've seen it heading into town since I've been here. I think that it's because of the weather, because it's rainy. People aren't going out and doing outdoorsy type things, and so they're heading into town to go to the restaurants and shop and what have you. It seems like the thunderstorm has passed, at least that one. There might be more on the way. I'm going to be making a tasty meal tonight for dinner, hopefully. I bought all the fixings for it at the grocery store, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. It is a one skillet meal. One of my chores for today is to back flush my water filter. This is a Tetons bee-free water filter. When I took it on my hike the other day to Hidden Falls, I noticed that it was getting clogged, which means the flow was really slow. I was really having to squeeze hard to get the water out. That is a problem I have noticed with this particular filter, which means that I have to do a rigorous back flushing process. That is the one issue that I have with this filter. Otherwise, I do love it. It was really convenient to bring it on that hike because I would only have to carry 1 liter of water. There was plentiful water available so that I could filter directly from the source and replenish my water. And it always tastes better too. Another great advantage of having a water filter as a boondocker and a full-time nomad is that when I am parked next to a water source like this, I have this creek available to me. I have a never-ending supply of water as long as I can filter it. That is one issue that we as full-timers and boondockers have, is that we have a finite supply of water, and it's something that we always have to keep an eye on. Having a filter makes for a lot more options and the ability to stay out longer, possibly. So I recommend getting a filter. I'm not sponsored by them. I just happen to like this product. This is one method, shaking it. And the other method is stirring it. Go ahead and get my tent disassembled and put away. It's dried out and I don't want it to get wet again. I will be leaving here tomorrow. There's a 5-day limit to stay at this campsite, and tomorrow will be my 5th day, so it will be time for me to vamonos. That is the dish I'm making tonight, and these are all the ingredients, or most of them anyways. I need to get everything prepped and start cooking. They call it a one skillet meal, but you do have to boil the pasta in a pot. So it's technically it's not. Okay, fettuccine is going into the pot to boil.
don't have a big pot, only have a small pot. Now I'm adding the chicken to the skillet. It was supposed to be whole chicken breast. However, I'm cheating a little bit and using sliced. We're going to season it with Italian seasoning and salt and pepper. Now we have removed the chicken and we're letting that rest, and I'm going to saute the asparagus with butter and onion, red onion. We're just going to saute this until it's tender. It smells so good in here, and I hope that these bears around here aren't wanting to come to dinner tonight. Okay, now we've added the heavy cream, the garlic, the lemon juice, and we're going to let that simmer. Now I'm stirring in some Parmesan and some mozzarella, and I'm letting that get nice and gooey and creamy. Then I will add the linguine back, and then we'll put our chicken on top and we'll be done. Well, mine didn't turn out exactly like the picture, but it does look pretty tasty. I'm ready to dig in. I will spare you having to watch me eat, but I will tell you, it is good. Dinner was awesome, and it was definitely a gourmet meal by this little truck camper standards. It made a huge portion, so I will be having it for dinner tomorrow night as well, and maybe even lunch. I do have cell service here, and I received a weather advisory that there was a pretty big thunderstorm getting ready to move through, a fast moving storm that was expected to drop torrential rains. So I am keeping an eye out on this little babbling brook beside me so that it doesn't become more than a babbling brook, and in case it does, I can move my truck a little bit closer to the road. Luckily I got everything in from outside. There's nothing left outside, no furniture, so that will stay dry. And yeah, just keeping an eye on things. Never a dull moment here in the mountains.
Well, it looks like we avoided the brunt of the storm. There was no torrential rainfall. It looks like it just skirted us. There's no longer a weather advisory, knock on wood. So I think we're good. It's still light outside, but it is almost 9 o'clock. It doesn't get fully dark until about 9:30. I am ready to call it a day, however, crawl up in my bed, get comfy, and maybe read a book. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. I certainly enjoyed having you along. Stay tuned for the next adventure. I think it's going to be an exciting one, and I will see you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.